In the first episode of this series, we exposed a simple but uncomfortable equation. Self-help equals self-hate, not because improvement is evil, not because discipline is bad, but because most self-help quietly assumes something far more dangerous. It assumes that you are defective. Tonight we go deeper, because underneath every book, every productivity hack, every level up mindset, there is a command that sounds innocent but carries enormous psychological weight. Fix yourself. That phrase feels motivating. It feels empowering. It feels responsible. But listen carefully. If you need fixing, what does that imply about you right now? It implies that something is wrong. It implies that you are unfinished in a way that is unacceptable. It implies that you are not enough as you are. And once that premise is installed, everything changes. You don't pursue growth from curiosity anymore. You pursue it from fear. You don't improve because you're exploring. You improve because you're trying to escape yourself. That is the lie of fix yourself. It sounds like wisdom, but it is built on shame. The modern world runs on this assumption. You are not productive enough, not confident enough, not attractive enough, not disciplined enough, not spiritual enough, not healed enough. And so you must fix your body, fix your habits, fix your trauma, fix your mindset, fix your brand, fix your image, fix your future. There is always another layer that needs repair. And here's the trap. The fixing never ends, because the premise was never true to begin with. If you start from the belief that you are fundamentally lacking, then every improvement will temporarily relieve anxiety, but it will never eliminate it. You will feel better for a moment until the next deficiency reveals itself, and it always does. This is not growth. This is an anxiety engine. Self-help culture tells you that constant self-optimization is maturity. But look closer. What if it's actually self-rejection in disguise? What if the voice saying be better is the same voice whispering you're not good enough? The command to fix yourself assumes that the self is a broken machine. But what if the problem isn't brokenness? What if the problem is identification? Think about this carefully. When you say, I need to fix myself, who is the one speaking? And who is the one being judged? There is a split happening inside you. One part stands in condemnation, the other part stands accused. One part plays savior, the other plays sinner, and both parts are still you. This internal courtroom becomes your life. You wake up measuring, you fall asleep evaluating. You scroll social media comparing, you sit in therapy analyzing, you journal dissecting. You read books correcting, always fixing, always adjusting, always editing the self. But here's the deeper question. Why are you so convinced that you need saving from yourself? Who told you that? Where did you learn that being human was a defect to be corrected? The answer is subtle. From childhood, you learned that love was conditional. Perform well and you are praised. Fail and you are corrected. Fit in and you are accepted. Stand out and you are disciplined. This conditioning becomes internalized. Eventually, you don't need parents, teachers, or society to judge you. You do it automatically. The self becomes both the critic and the project. And so fix yourself feels normal. But normal does not mean true. Look at how this plays out culturally. Productivity culture tells you rest is weakness. Fitness culture tells you your body is always one step away from improvement. Therapy culture tells you you are perpetually healing. Spiritual culture tells you you are constantly ascending. Religious culture tells you you are always falling short. Different language, same premise, you are not enough. And if you believe that, you will spend your life trying to repair what was never broken in the way you think. Now understand something clearly. This is not an argument against growth. You can grow without condemning yourself. You can mature without hating your starting point. You can discipline yourself without despising yourself. But that is not what most of modern self-help teaches. Modern self-help teaches self-salvation. It teaches that if you just gather enough knowledge, enough techniques, enough habits, enough insight, you can engineer your way into peace. But peace that must be engineered is not peace. It is control. And control is fear wearing a strategy. The deeper layer of fix yourself is this. It assumes that you are the one who must save yourself. You are the architect. You are the redeemer. You are the transformer. You are the healer. And that sounds empowering until you realize it also means that every failure is your fault. If you are the savior of your own life, then every flaw becomes an indictment. Every setback becomes evidence of inadequacy. Every weakness becomes proof that you are still defective. And so the anxiety continues, because if you cannot perfect yourself, who will? This is where the series shifts, because there is an ancient confrontation with this exact psychology. When Christ walked into religious culture, he did not tell people to fix themselves. He did not tell them to optimize their righteousness. He did not tell them to refine their moral performance. He confronted something much deeper. He exposed the illusion that they could save themselves at all. The Pharisees were experts at self-fixing. They refined behavior. They perfected ritual. They polished outward appearance. And yet he told them they were clean on the outside and unclean within. Why? Because self-salvation always reinforces the false self. It strengthens the identity that believes it can manufacture worth. Self-help says upgrade the self. Christ says die to the self. Those are not the same message. One assumes the self can be perfected. The other reveals that the self you're trying to perfect is the illusion. That is why fix yourself feels empowering at first, because it keeps you in control. But control is the opposite of surrender, and surrender is the end of anxiety. Imagine for a moment that you did not need fixing, not because you are flawless, but because your worth was never on trial to begin with. What would happen to the constant internal pressure? What would happen to the voice measuring you? What would happen to the endless self-evaluation? It would begin to collapse. And that collapse is terrifying, because if you do not need fixing, then what happens to the identity built around fixing? Who are you without improvement as your project? Who are you without self-optimization as your mission? This is why people secretly love fix yourself. It gives the ego purpose. It gives the anxious mind direction. It gives insecurity a job. As long as you are fixing, you are busy. As long as you are improving, you are justified. As long as you are climbing, you are not sitting still with the discomfort of simply being. But sitting still is where the illusion cracks. Because the more you sit without fixing, the more you begin to see something unsettling. The self you are trying to repair is a story, a collection of memories, labels, comparisons, conditioning. You are trying to perfect a narrative, and narratives cannot be perfected. They can only be believed. This is why self-help never ends. Because the story never stops rewriting itself. There is always another flaw to address, another weakness to conquer, another breakthrough to achieve. But what if the freedom you are searching for is not at the top of self-improvement? What if it is at the bottom? What if it is not found in perfecting the self, but in releasing the belief that you are the one who must perfect it? This is the lie of fix yourself. It promises power, but it delivers perpetual pressure. It promises control, but it feeds anxiety. It promises confidence, but it reinforces insecurity, because the one who needs fixing will never feel finished. In the next episode, we go even deeper. If you don't need fixing in the way you've been told, then what exactly is the self you've been trying to improve? And why are you so attached to it? The investigation continues. The false self-gospel is unraveling, and the further it unravels, the quieter the anxiety becomes. But only if you're willing to question the voice that told you that you were broken in the first place.